All right, so take two. I haven't been out fishing in a couple weeks. Weather's been crappy. Had a kidney stone. So, but anyway, I had to take the boat out of the dock for the year. So I'll be trailering the rest of the year. But a couple people have commented they wanted to see what setup I had, and what better time to do it than today. So it's a beautiful day out here. Anyway, I want to show you my boat. This is a 2015 Tracker Targa V18 combo. That combo only means it's for skiing too, but we don't use it for skiing. But I'll give you a little look at the boat here. I've got a 150 Merc on the back, 4-stroke, and a 9.9 Merc kicker. Built this out of some leftover stainless I had, angle iron. So I put that kicker on myself. These rod holders here came with the boat. They're cheap, but I don't really need nothing that extravagant to hold poles in the boat. Could they be sturdier, more reliable? Yeah, but they're not dropping any poles in the water. I'm just showing everybody that you can do this on a budget. You don't have to spend $100-some thousand to troll for walleye in Lake Erie. With that being said, I'll show you. Now, I'll show you my kicker motor here. That's a 2009 Mercury electric tilt, electric start. I paid $950 for it. And so what I did was, I didn't want to have another throttle. Some people put one back here. I didn't want that. So what I did is I bought a throttle, and I got this cabinet here. Open that, and I bought the throttle. I took it all apart. I built this box. You can see here. Why did I make it clear? Well, because that's what I had that was waterproof. But I can control my tilt with this here. I can start it. What I do is I just lock the motor going forward. That's all I need. I steer with my bow mount. We'll get to the bow mount shortly. But back to these controls. So what I do is I can tilt it from here. And then what I control the throttle with is with this Troll Master. So I just leave this out up here while I'm trolling. That just sits out. I tuck this back in. I tuck this back in while I'm trolling, and all I have out is this. That's all I need. So I'd say with that trolling motor, I got about 1,250 wrapped up in it. So is it brand new? Nope, but it runs like it's brand new. And what I say, it's an 09. It's 16 years old, so it runs great. I'll take you up here to the trolling motor. I bought this used also. This is a Motor Guide XI5. It started out as a 60-inch shaft. Well, it started acting up on me, so I thought it was the control board that was bad on it, so I replaced that. Of course, that wasn't it. Ended up being the lower unit was messed up, so I had to order a new lower unit. But when I ordered the new lower unit, the shaft where it threads on and off, the threads were messed up. So what I did was It was a 60-inch shaft on it before, and I bought a 72-inch shaft. Just I added a little extra wire up through the shaft to the head. Now it's 72-inch. Now I get them 3-footers. Now it's not rocking up out of the water. But I think this thing's about 13 years old too. I paid $1,000 for it. I've stuck another. Now I've had it for 3-4 years now, but I've stuck another 500 in it, but it'll probably last me another 15 years. I pretty much rebuilt it. As far as fishing rods go, I just use the Cabela's brands. Usually I buy a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. People will tell you you need the high dollar reels and stuff. I'd love to have them, but one thing is, when people are working the weekends and overtime to afford their boats and trucks, I'm out fishing. They're working to pay for all that stuff. So these reels and rods have been very reliable to me. They've not malfunctioned any more than any other reel I've had. I've had Daiwas and stuff, but great reel and rods. You can find them on sale. You can buy them cheap. One thing is, a lot of people like is this table. I get a lot of comments on this. It sits on the back, and it's so nice for when you're trolling. Actually, on my vlogs, that's where you see me set my camera up on. But it's real nice, like if you're reeling a fish in, you can take your boards off, sit them on there. My numbers are wore off on it, but I usually have like 15 inches and 20 inches marked on it also. But there's some storage of the boat. Extra rod in there. I don't carry too many extra rods. We don't break many. And another rod locker. Like I said, that's a 150 Merc, 9.9 Mercury kicker on there. Nice thing about them electric starts is I hooked them to the main battery, and while I'm trolling, that's charging your main battery also, so that works out good for you. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you, electronics. Boy, I see some boats. I think they're ready to contact Mars with all the stuff they have on their consoles. I got this little cheap Garmin here. I don't even know what model it is. I could go look at the box, but it doesn't matter. It's got GPS. I can tell the depth. I can tell if there's some life underneath me. I'll figure out what that life is underneath me. I'll catch it. I read online all the time. I go on Facebook. I look at a lot of the walleye fishing and stuff, and some of the fishing stuff, and I think guys do it for rage bait, but they'll say, hey, I'm coming up to Lake Erie. I got a 16-footer. And they'll say, I think they do it to get all these clowns. Don't bring that 16-footer up here. You'll die. Listen, 16's about as small as I'd go, but you play it right, you're fine. This boat here, I think it comes in at 19 foot. But, you know, I live 10 minutes from the ramp, 10 minutes from the dock. So if it's too rough for me to go out today, I'll go out tomorrow. I'd probably go out, when the weather's good, I'm probably out 3-4 times a week. So take it from me. I've been fishing Lake Erie. I'm 50 years old, so I've been fishing Lake Erie probably 45 years. You just got to be smart. And I'm probably not the smartest guy in the world, and I'm not dead yet, so I think I'm a good guy to get advice from. But anyway, here's my Garmin. The GPS, you can't see anything, but because I'm in my backyard. But here, this is all I need as far as my, it says it's not marking the depth, obviously, but it gives me my speed, temp, my battery, voltage. So what more do you need, you know? Now, of course, I'd love to have one in the back, one in the front. You know, I jig a lot in the spring. That's what we like to do. I don't have forward-facing sonar, but I ran into a guy. There's a lot of Wisconsin people up here early season trolling for them big ones that pre-spawn. And he said, what are you doing? I said, well, we're going trolling. He goes, yeah, or I said, we're going jigging. He goes, yeah, I wanted to jig too, but my forward-facing sonar is acting up, so I can't go. And I thought, wow. I mean, it wasn't 2 years ago, and I still had a fish finder that had actual fish on it. This guy, he can't see them. Now listen, if you're a charter boat captain or something, I think you should have as much stuff as you can, but because that's your livelihood. People want to catch fish, but I mean, generally I go out, I'm limited out on walleye in an hour or two. I like to fish for relaxation. So if I bought all those bells and whistles, I'm not saying I wouldn't have them. If somebody gave them to me, I'd take them. But if I had all those bells and whistles, do I even need to leave the dock? Do they just jump in the boat at that point? So what I'm saying, like, you'll get there on Facebook and people say, well, you need this if you're going to Erie. You need this. Let me tell you something. Most of them guys probably go out once or twice a month, and they're experts. Me, my father-in-law, my cousins, my family, my friends, man, we're out 4 days a week. If you look at the hardcore guys up here, they don't have all that crap. So, but to each his own. I'm just saying, you don't have to spend a ton of money. I probably got 20 grand, 25. And when I say 25, that's because I can afford it. And I wanted a reliable motor. I wanted everything reliable, so I just redo it all. When I say 25 grand, that's rods, reels, lures, boards, motors, batteries. So anyway, this has been a good boat to me. This is my second tracker I had. I bought one, same model, but you know, 1999 model. It was a good boat to me. And then I had a trophy, went with a fiberglass boat, but it just become too unreliable. And plus with this, I can be more versatile. We're gonna do a little more venturing out next year, so we're gonna go hardcore after this YouTube stuff. It's been fun meeting a lot of new people. Wanted to get up to Conneaut this weekend and fish with Randy up there, but that weather was just terrible. So we'll probably hit him next summer. I'm sure he'll watch this, but we're gonna be out all fall. We'll probably go till the fish quit biting or the ice don't let us out anymore. So we're gonna make a video tomorrow. Me and my cousin Tommy will be out fishing. We're gonna go out trolling, probably towards Huron. Tommy was in one of the first videos I ever did on this boat. We were jigging. It's like probably second or third trip out on this boat. We were jigging, hit a limit, and that's where most of the YouTube stuff got started. But I'll give you a little tour around the boat, and I just thought I'd show you all of it, how I do it, and keep it cheap.